So you need to say join the Hangout. Okay. Okay. Okay, everybody that's a guest on here, type something in the chat area, something that you put on your bucket list. You see now? Okay. If you hit join the Hangout, I might. Do you have a webcam going today? Okay, you know what? I'm just going to keep you on the phone. We'll just do both. You can see me and I can hear you, okay? Does that work? Just it's okay, because we're getting started late, Barb, we're just going to do it this way and we'll have to get you hooked up on your phone next time, okay? Okay. Okay. No, Barb, you stay here, then I can hear your voice. I'm not going to be able to hear your voice when you're just watching. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. I'm getting the feedback late though. I'm hearing myself and that's going to drive me crazy. So I got to figure something else out. You know what? You're just text me at this number if you have any questions, okay? And I'm going to hang up so I can do a little bit better job at this and I'm not thinking about such things. Okay? All right. Thanks, Barb. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, friends, how's everybody doing? Yay! Okay, I think we're almost there. We're not going to be able to see Barb's face, but I know Barb's still with us, okay? All right, she's watching. She doesn't have a webcam today, but that's all right. Okay, I'm so excited. I see most of your faces. I see Jordan. Marie, I've never met you in person. I see your lovely face. Okay, so a couple little housekeeping items just so you know in regards to some technology here. If you take your cursor and where's my cursor? And you go up to the top of your screen, there's going to pop up a little person with a plus. There's going to pop up a microphone, and there's going to pop up a thing that looks like your bandwidth on, or how many bars you have on your cell phone. If I get crackly, hit that thing with the bars and move it down to medium. And usually I'm a little less crackly if you start having a problem, because that shortens your bandwidth. And I may look delayed, but you can hear me a lot better. Okay, did everybody find those things? Any questions there? The other thing is there's the mute button up there, so if you have a lot of background noise at your house, you can mute it and come back on when it's your turn to, if there's something you want to say, or you can chat me in that blue box up there. I think most of you are finding the chat button on the left-hand side. Yeah, you don't need to do the Google effects. I don't want to see silly hats on you. And then the blue one is chat. So you can click on that and chat with me and put stuff in there. So you just got to realize my eyes are kind of like all over the place. So it kind of looks like I'm not having great eye contact. That was the only problem. But anyway, we'll do this. This will be fun. Okay, let's get to work. I'm very excited you all are here. I now know how to get on here, so we'll be a little more effective the next couple weeks. Okay, so let's see how everybody's doing. Give me a quick chat if you've used your tracker. Oh, there's Barb. She made it on there. Okay, I see. She can see me. Okay. If you've used your tracker, be sure and put in the chat what you've used it, how you've used it, and what your percentage is, or if you have any questions on how to use it. Okay, the tracker is a lot of fun. It's something that can really help you with your short-term goals and the little activities that you need to do. Okay. All right, I'm reading through all of your bucket list things. I love them. This is exciting. Honeymoon and Disneyland and all sorts of fun things. Barb, I see your face. Yay! Okay, except for Jennifer, we have every live. Well, she's live too. I see your face. So Jennifer, just so you know, school will be out pretty soon. But if you want to come and to my house and join me next couple weeks on Tuesdays while you're hanging out there with your kids, you can do that. Okay? So just so you know. Okay, so some of you are talking about the tracker and ways you're thinking about using it. And so really, give this a try, the tracker. It really does help you stay on task with little things. If you've done enough business, you know that it's the little things that make the big difference. Okay? So add those things on your tracker that you need, and it could be a walk. It just clears your head, and you get some exercise in, or it might be contacting so many people a day. It might be reviewing doTERRA materials. It could be a whole variety of things. Okay? So be sure and use it. So because it doesn't look like many of you have started using it yet, let's talk about that real quick and make sure that you pick a couple things. Let me go over the first two things that are a must. A couple things that I highly, highly recommend and really believe you need to do it, and that's what I really insist on you do when you work with me, is one, that you review your goals every day. So right now your goals are just your bucket list. The other thing that you want to do is daily inspiration. And the fun thing about daily inspiration, where except for Chad, we're all women on here, multitasking. One of the things that is great about daily inspiration is you can choose to do it via your iPod, some sort of book, and I have a ton downloaded on my phone. You can use Audible, you can get free ones from the libraries, all sorts of places to get great inspirational materials. Okay, for some it's just reading their scriptures. Really the absolute best daily inspiration is you're doing 10-15 minutes of your product or the specific goal you're working on. So let's say it was someone, we weren't working on business, but it was somebody that was weight loss. I would say look up success stories and new recipes, and then inspiration on staying focused on our goal. Okay, but for you guys, you're all doTERRA people, so finding out a new way to use one of your oils or something like that, and then something business-minded that's inspirational. So that could be success principles, last lecture. If you need a list of books, let me know. But it's really important that you're getting in that daily inspiration. It truly helps you do the things that don't sound very fun to do. When it's like, when you've listened to that daily inspiration and looked at your goals and you're out and about, you're at a doctor's office, you're grocery shopping, and there's someone that you're thinking, I'd love to get to know this person and see if there's a chance that doTERRA would be a good fit for them. When you've listened to your daily inspiration and done your goals, I promise you that ability to be brave enough to do that will grow, and you'll be more likely to do it. Okay? So do those two things. So based on that, I want you to think about the 3 things that you're going to fill in those other boxes. I want you to really give this tracker a try. If after a couple of weeks you're doing it, either you have the, what would you say, those short-term goals set and you're doing them really consistently and you don't want to use it anymore, that's up to you. but let's just give it a good try. So everybody think about what you need to do to be fulfilling both your business goals and your personal goals, and type at least one. I would love to see all three, but type 1 or 3 things in the chat box and let me know what things you're going to work on. So everybody's different. Everybody has personal things they need to work on. Other people have business things they need to work on, whatever it might be. For me, it's making sure that I homeschool more effectively at the same time I'm working business. For others, it's exercise. One that we'll talk a lot about here in a week or two is daily and weekly planning. That might be something. But put something in the chat box. Tell me 1 to 3 things that you're going to put on your tracker. All right. Does everybody see the chat box on the right-hand side? Or left-hand side, rather? Okay, Jordan, let's see if I can help you how to use it. You have your 5 different goals. You have the 2, the inspiration and the daily, the goals. Then you get to pick 3 more. If you go above the 7 days, there's one that says target points, and there's one that says, can't remember if it says actual points, it says total points, or something like that. So the target points is how many days a week you want to do that activity. So let's say it's exercise, and you want to exercise 5 days a week. You put in the target for 5, then through the week, let's say you work out 4. You work out Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. In those days, and then in the actual points above the target points, you'd put a 4. Okay, so all those goals will have points that are your target, which are your goal, and then actual points. On the right-hand side, there are things for daily activity, or excuse me, weekly activity. It might be a date with your husband. It might be 1 day completely off, okay? You don't think about business at all. Maybe it might be, I don't know, maybe you get your nails done. Maybe you, one of the things I'll tell you to do is to do blocks of time. Maybe it's your phone calling session, okay? It could be all sorts of different things. So those you get 5 points for. So you have a target as to how many points you're going to get for the week, and you total those up and put those on the, then you put how many points you did get on the top. You divide 1 into the bottom, that gives you a percentage. Okay, so let's say there's a total of 20 points. You got 18 points. What's that? Is that, I think about the percentage, is that 80%? But you know what I'm saying, okay? So then you figure out your percentage, and the great thing is, whether you got 10% or 90%, still did something more towards accomplishing your goal, okay? And it's one of those things, like, it feels good to check things off. It feels good to check things off a list, okay? And it will just help you get into the habit of things that you need to be doing to be successful, okay? So we have some... All right, we have feedback from Hilarie and Barb and Chad. Exercise and homeschooling, and yay, Jordan! I haven't kept her lot in the dark anymore. And Chad says he's going to exercise, so awesome. Okay, so make sure you pick 3 goals and you work on them, and when they get set in stone, then you're going to change things up and you're going to put down another goal. So sometimes I have people go, but there's 10 things I want to work on. Really focus on 3. If you want to try to focus on the other 7, that's fine. Focus on 3, and you can switch those out as soon as you get 3 in stone. Okay, so that's going to be a lot of fun. That will be a huge help. So do that and work on that tracker. Okay, so this week has been all about just creating a bucket list, and I hope that you've had a lot of fun with that. I story. There's a gal I've worked with for a couple months, and I'm not sure when she wrote it down, but she was writing down just more like visions of what she wanted to be doing with her kids. You could call them goals, but there was a lot of detail in her goals. And she had written down that she'd be outside playing basketball with her kids, and she even put what she was wearing. She had a certain jeans on, and she had a light blue zip-up hoodie. Like, this is how much detail she put into it, and I thought it was kind of fun. And she said within that week, and I'm not kidding, she just told me the story this morning, within that week, her mom showed up with a light blue zip hoodie as a gift and gave it to her. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is just okay, a lot of really cool things that happen with bucket lists. One more quick story. My cousin Jody, I think I've told you the story, but I encouraged her to do a bucket list. She came from a very, very marriage, and she had got out of that marriage. She had 5 kids. She had now remarried, and things were getting better, but she was still having a hard time dreaming. So I asked, she's like, I'm not really sure I can do that. And I said, okay, just give it a try. See if you can. So she actually started her bucket list, and I got to meet with her about a week later, and she was so excited to me. And she's like, I have to tell you what happened. And I said, okay, great, tell me, I can't wait to hear. And she says, one of the things on my bucket list, she says, you know how I love photography, and I let people pay me or never ask for money, and I decided I want to get paid for my photography. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm so excited for you. She's like, and then another thing I put on there was go to Florida, which we have no money. I'm never going to Florida. I don't know how it's going to happen. But you would not believe what happened this week. She says, first of all, the very next day, someone went to my husband and said, Jody took our pictures, and I want to pay her, but I know she won't take the money. Will you give her this money? So that was one day after she put that down. And then that week, her new husband had some family in town from Florida. And they said, we want to bring you to Florida and take some pictures for us. And it was about a year later, but she did. She went to Florida. And I was so excited for her. So really amazing things happen. Okay, when you put these things down, it's like a prayer. It's like saying, committing that this is something you really want. So the more that you look at your bucket list, and we'll get down to more concise or specific goals with your business and your personal life. But for now, just have a good time with that bucket list, and little miracles that will happen. Okay, have a really good time with this. Okay, so all right, so keep having fun with both your bucket list and your tracker, and you're going to see some great things happening. All right, so the next thing, does anybody have any questions about the bucket list or tracker? Okay, Hilarie's put that her phone kind of takes over her morning. Hilarie, I would highly encourage you to shut off your phone. As long as all your children are there, and if you're pretty sure Chad can deal without you for 2 hours, or I don't even know if he can text you from work, I would shut it off, or at least shut off all the ringers, or put it somewhere where it's not within reach. But just do whatever serious thing that you have to do to start breaking that habit. It's just a habit, and you can change it. Okay, it's totally doable. I know it's easier said than done. I'm not going to pretend it's easy, but just put it somewhere else. Don't have access to it. Okay. I do have a gal that I'm working with, and she's a homeschooler. She's in Texas, and her goal, and the thing is, Hilarie, the one thing you want to focus on is, instead of I just don't touch my phone until this time of the day, that's real negative, and it's kind of like telling a kid not to eat the cookie because you told them not to eat the cookie. That's what they want to do. So instead, you have to really focus on the fact you want to be a really good homeschool mom, I'm going to homeschool. This is my priority. This is what I'm going to do in these hours, and focus on that. And the way I'm going to do that is put my phone in this area, and I'm going to focus on homeschooling. So you've got to focus on the actual activity you want to have happen versus the activity that you're trying to avoid. Can you feel the difference? Okay. All right. So focus on that these hours are my focus for homeschool, and all those messages, they'll wait a couple hours, and you can let your team know that these are not your business hours. Okay. So unless you know someone's doing a class or something that morning, or you know they might need some help, maybe there's an exception to the rule now and then, but for the most part, you could probably just leave it aside. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to talk to you about moving on is about asking questions. And there's going to be a lot of different places that we're going to use this skill. But I want to teach you a little bit about asking questions, and it's a powerful tool. It is so fun because it's also very, very useful in any relationship you have, whether it's with children, it's with spouses, it's with friends, it's with neighbors. I'm going to teach you how to do more with asking questions, and you're going to meet amazing people, and you're going to learn some really neat things about people because you're going to be really effective with asking questions. And I actually, for just this week, for the next 7 days, all I want you to do is focus on meeting a few people and making some new friends, okay? If doTERRA comes up, great, but whether you're at Target, you're at Walmart, you're at Costco, you're at the doctor's office, okay? I just want you to start practicing asking some questions. So one of the things I'm a big believer in is that we ask questions, get to know people, see if there's a reason to bring up our product, and then do it that way. Sometimes I think we can introduce our product. If we introduce a product too soon, we don't come off quite as authentic, okay? The fact of the matter is, you all love your product, you believe in it, you've seen great things happen for your family and other customers, and so I want to help you share that because I know how important it is and how much you believe in it, okay? The way that is most effective, though, is when they can see how much you care about them, and everybody feels more cared about when they've got to talk about themselves, right? Okay, when somebody's asked us about ourselves and we've got to share something about ourselves, and then they're like, you know what, I'd love to share something with you and see if maybe this would be a good fit. Then they're much more accepting, and I call it when we introduce product too soon before we get to know them very well, a sales wall kind of gets built up because they're kind of like, oh, you're going to try to talk me into something. So we really want to have some good ways to get to know people, and I know all of you are getting very good at talking to people as you're out and about, and sometimes though we just don't quite know what to say. So I'm going to give you a variety of different types of questions that you can ask. Okay, so there's some really fun ways to do this. First of all, the type of question you want to ask as much as possible is called an open-ended question, okay? When you ask someone if they just like something, yes or no, use something, yes or no, if this is something they do in their life, yes or no, you can ask that as long as you have a follow-up question. Oh, so your kids go to public school, or your children, you know, there's different questions that you can ask. They're yes, no, but as long as you have a follow-up to that, or based on that, you know, here's the next question, that's fine. But otherwise, we need to get you asking more open-ended questions. So one of the first questions that I like better than any is something positive. We want to ask them, what do you like about this? What do you like about having fun? What do you like about, there's all
Mommy, I didn't eat my cream of wheat. Mommy, I didn't eat my cream of wheat. I didn't.
See, there we go. We all have kids. None of us have heard whine before, have we? Totally normal. All right, so ask a positive question. And actually the note, I need to change that word. It says, what would you change? but I like to ask, what do you like about this, or what to improve on? Okay, one of the things that can happen is that we can start venting, or introduce a question where somebody gets venting. We always want to think about how can we help people come up with solutions. Not that we want to be major problem solvers for people, because actually when we ask good questions and introduce them to an idea, then it makes them feel like they've chosen this as sort of their idea. As much as we can feel like it's their idea, the better. But asking a question, what would you like to improve on? So you get talking to somebody about the kids, how many kids you have, what do you like about being a mom, what's part of being a mom? And we ask these type of questions and get to know them. Okay, can you see how those questions like open up a whole door and let them communicate and talk? Gosh, how often have they been sick? What kind of things have you tried? You want to ask those things before you introduce your idea. You really want to show them that you've heard them, in that, I explain this. If they say your kid's sick, and you instantly say, hey, I have this thing you might want to try, as a second, it might come off like you didn't try anything that I think is a better idea than anything you might have done. Okay? We want to show them how much we care about them by finding out what they've done, if they like what they've used, and then what might they change. Or the other question that's really fun is, what have you thought about doing but you haven't done yet? Okay? So all these questions, if you do get to a point where you can share doTERRA, instead of, hey, I got this thing I want to share with you, hey, can I share something with you that might be a good fit for you? Or I had someone that I was working with, and their children had ear infection. You can probably lie and it just be your own kids. For some reason, they like it when it's kind of a third party, and it's like we're just trying to tell them that they should do it because we think it's a good idea. But I had someone that this worked well for their child in this situation. Could I bring you some and see if it's a good fit? Okay, these are going to soften things and make you feel a lot more authentic. And I promise you'll do more sales by doing it this way. Plus, when they feel really heard, you're more likely to do classes and you're more likely to get referrals because they're going to feel really heard. Okay, so a couple other fun open-ended type questions that you can do are, how do you feel about? How do you feel about the fact that, gosh, they're really questioning, what age we should use cough medicine, or what age, should give kids this thing or that thing. On a scale of 1 to 10, sometimes people are saying that they're concerned or they think it's okay, and I ask people, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important would it be for you to find XYZ? Or I use it with my kids and my husband all the time. When they're saying something is important to them or something's hurting, that's a big one. Someone says they had a headache or stomach ache, or they're being, slightly dramatic. I really want to know, does it really hurt, or they just need some attention? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much does it hurt? 6. Okay, so you're not quite dying. Let's see what's really going on. Oh, a 9. Okay, well, you look more fine than you were. I didn't realize it hurt that much. But asking scale questions, those are really fun. They can actually teach you a lot of information about people. Okay, even asking things like, what would it mean to you? What would it mean to you if this happened? What would it mean to you if you had a different solution? What would it mean to you if you knew there wasn't any side effects? What would it mean to you if your child quit having ear infections? All those kind of things. Jennifer says she's lost all sound. Can you hear me? Give me a wave if you can still hear me. Can you still hear me, Jordan? If it's cracking, go up and change the bandwidth up at the top, the little thing that looks like the bars on your phone. Okay, move that to medium if Okay, Melanie said, or Hillary. I don't know why I want to call you Melanie today. I'm so sorry, Hillary. She's got hers down really low. Okay. All right. Good job, guys. I'm sure it's because we have several people on here. And this will be recorded, just so you know. So you can go back if you want to. Okay. So just to let you know, these are great questions you can use in person. They're great questions you can use community service, at church, friends. Okay, try these out. I want you using these questions on anybody you can find to use them on. Okay, I was at a Toastmasters thing this weekend. It was a big district conference. And as I met different people, I had so much fun hearing people's different stories. I knew they weren't all going to be clients of mine, but I met so many fun people. And no matter who it is or if I think they're going to be a client or not, I'm asking them all these questions just because it's inspiring. When you find out about people's strengths, about people's struggles, about things that people are trying to overcome, you will go home inspired and think, I can do whatever my hard thing is, because everybody out there has hard, and everybody out there has talents, and everybody out there is trying to do something. You know, everybody has their thing. They're working just like you are. So listen to people's stories, and then if there's a fit for you to put the doTERRA, do that. But you're going to have some really neat experiences and meet some really special people. When I started doing this and wanted to get good at this, I just kind of made it up to myself that I'm going to make more friends. When I was really little, I would talk to everybody in the stores and talk to everybody everywhere I went. I talked to everybody. And it made my parents incredibly uncomfortable because they're much more shy than I am. And then I kind of shut that down with myself because it didn't make them comfortable. And I decided I was going to go back to that little girl who talked to everybody. And it's so much more fun. Now, maybe you were shy. Maybe that wasn't your natural thing. But you can still foster that if that's something that you want. So just enjoy getting to know people. Okay, let's see here. Hang on just 1 second. I'll open this file. So tell me where you might use some of these questions where you may not have in the past. Put in the chat and let me know where you'll start using these. Okay, as you're typing those in, I want you to think about the scenario. One of the things that I always see people ask when I come into a store is, hi, is there anything I can help you with? And I would say a good 80–90% of the time people say, oh, I'm just looking, no, I'm fine. And yet they could be a lot of help if we, okay, so the questions are cutting out. Okay. Cool, I like it, Barb. What group and other social situations? Okay, all your questions are on that agenda, Jordan. But like I said, how do you feel about things on a scale of 1 to 10? What would it mean to you? Start with a positive question. What would you improve? What do you like about? All those things are on your agenda, so you can print those out. But here's kind of a scenario. If someone was to go into the clothing store, and what if they asked some of these questions instead? So I want you to think about it with your business. What are you looking for today? Or have you shopped here before? And if so, what did you shop for last time? What's your favorite color to wear? Are you looking for something for fun or for work? Getting some ideas from people, what they're looking for. People they don't want to ask for help. So when you say, can I help you with something? None of us want to ask for help. It's just not a comfortable question. Whereas if we get to know them and then we see, oh, there's something, hey, you know what? Something in red just came in that you might like. Can I show you a couple of fun things? Okay, I love it, Marie. Good job chatting with other preschool moms or playground. Okay, all those things, you're going to start practicing this. And the funny thing is, you'll try it, and yep, it's going to feel awkward for just a little while. Okay, hang in there. It'll get better, I promise. And after you've tried it for a little while, the fun thing is you'll walk away from a conversation and you'll go, oh, here's a follow-up question I could have asked. But write it down. Journal these things, okay? Make sure you're journaling, and you know, oh, there's a question I can ask next time, okay? So take those opportunities and learn from them. I promise you, you're going to get better, and you're going to get better, and you're going to get better. And the funny thing is, my gals I've worked with for a while, they'll joke, I said this thing to a customer this week, and I thought, that sounds like something Michelle would have said. Okay, we'll get you, so I promise you this starts rolling off your tongue, and it's easier and it's easier and easier. But seriously, this week, I just want you to set a goal for yourself as to how many new people a day you're going to talk to. Okay, maybe it's new people for a week, because maybe some days you leave the house several times, and other days you don't leave the house. How many new people are you going to meet? How many new friends are you going to make? And know that there's going to be a couple of those who are going to need something you have to offer, whether it's your doTERRA, either the products or the business, or whatever it might be. But just go make some friends, okay? Have a really good time with that, and ask lots of questions before you go right into your product. Get to know them and find an obvious need that will make it so it's a lot more natural transition for you to move into offering them a sample or sitting down with them and talking to them about doTERRA. Okay? You see how that works? All right. So one of the things that I want you to do while you're working on just meeting people this week is your assignment at the bottom of the agenda. So within 4 days, so today's Tuesday, so before the weekend, okay? Before the weekend, you need to send me 5 to 10 questions on the different things that your business offers. So 5 to 10 things that you might ask that might lead to the oils, 5 to 10 reasons people might want to sign up for the business. Hilarie, oh, I know, bookings. New Hilarie brought something up, classes. 5 to 10 things that you could ask that would reveal whether or not, or 5 to 10 reasons people would want to hold a class, okay? And start thinking about some open-ended questions that would help reveal those needs. And I tell you, you're going to get stuck a little bit, and it's okay, and you're going to think of yes-no questions, and you're going to have to read it and go, okay, if I said this to somebody, what would the answer be I got back? If it's yes, no, find a way to either add a follow-up question or turn it back into an open-ended question. And this is going to take some practice, but when you've practiced this on paper, it'll be a lot easier to say out loud when you're out and about with people. Okay? Does anybody have any questions on that? 5 to 10 questions on the different offerings that you have. So I would say for a product, for hosting a class, or the business opportunity. Hilarie, are there any other ones that you can think of that would be good to get some questions on? Okay, so those are some things you want to do, and you're going to email those to me. Okay, it's really important that you email them to me by the weekend so I can review them and send you back some notes and some tips and help you with some ideas of that. Okay, so if you'll please do that, that would be great. Now, a couple things that I want to go over real quick with you is that, just so you know, I am here to help you, and I will do everything I can to help you be successful. A couple of things that I encourage you to do so that you get the most out of this is, one, if you can, make sure you have a webcam going. I really like to see your faces, because I can see when things click, and I can see when just our body language says a lot more than just our words, okay? So I like to see your faces. So if you could please make sure you have a webcam and that you're signed on by noon, that would be awesome. I don't know. I guess I'm just a visual learner, or I just can do a lot more for you when I see you. The other thing is to make sure you're doing your assignments and emailing me the different assignments that I give you and the questions they ask you. I want to help you, and I know that it's real easy to wait till day 6.9 before we do your assignments. The sooner you sit down and do your assignments, the more you'll be able to practice them, and the more questions, like really effective questions, you'll have to ask me when you get stumped on different things. So do your assignments as soon as you can after I've given them to you, and make sure you email me. Let me know how things are going. Send me questions, text me, let me know what you need help with, because I am absolutely committed to help you get where you want to go with your goals. This is so much fun, and you're going to feel so authentic in selling your product, because you're going to be able to really draw out of people and find what needs they have based on what you offer. Because the thing is, you have these amazing oils that assist people in a lot of different problems. And so if we're not asking good questions and we're just throwing an idea out there, if you don't know anything about them, you may not be throwing out the right idea that would then get them interested in what you have. Okay? This is going to be a lot of fun. So make sure that you're working on the questions, okay? So make some opportunities for yourself if you're not someone who gets out and about a lot. Make some opportunities to do that, or go to a social event, or go to the store or something. But be sure and practice this and get some of that in. Let's see, send me the assignment, Jan. Oh, okay, I'll send you an email with a link to the PayPal account. If you haven't paid either in full or with a deposit, if you could get that in the next 24 hours, that would be really great. I'd appreciate that a lot. And let me think, is there anything else? Oh, the other thing that you can do is add me on Facebook. It's Michelle Hess, H-E-S-S, and then I will add you to our Facebook group for people who are my clients. You can put on their questions, you can put on their successes. If you find a fun quote that you think everybody enjoyed, put that on there. I have people put all sorts of fun things on there, okay? So I would love to add you to that group. So find me on Facebook. I say it's Michelle Hess Withers. You can like my Facebook page, which is the Creative Success Systems page, and then I will add you to our exclusive group for clients. Okay. Let's see. Trying to think of anything else. Anybody have any questions? How can I best assist you? All right, you excited to start to get down to the business of that 5 to 10, what your thing creates? You don't know how to read chapter 1 through 3. Oh, Jordan, you feel like you only heard about 30% of it? Okay, hang on just one second. Let me answer Barb's, and then I sure hope the recorded one's less choppy. We will check that after I stop the broadcast and see what happens, okay? Okay, Barb, in an email, check your emails. There should have been an attachment with my book in it, okay? It's a big PDF, and you can even put that, you can put it on your phone, you can put it other places. See if you got that attachment. It's called Creative Goal Setting and Habit Forming. Okay, if you didn't get that, just shoot me a quick email and I will reply back and put that attachment on there. Did anybody else not get the book? No? Okay. Okay, Jordan, let me think here. I feel really bad you've only got about 30% of it. That's not good. Let's see. Jordan, is that any better at all?
I can't see you, but that
No,
I
you
heard
want your. You heard that better? Your bars instead should be full, should be the other direction. Your bars should be closer to empty.
Yeah, I can't see
Yeah.
you, but I can hear you.
You can hear me a lot better? Okay. So what we'll do next time is if you're not hearing me well, be sure and put a chat message that you're not hearing me. I'll adjust my bandwidth. And so, Jordan, have you adjusted your bandwidth down to, you want to move it to the left, to the minus sign.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you want to adjust your bandwidth. I paid a lot of money to get the highest internet speed I can get. It's not working. I'm going to be really grumpy about that. Who else besides Jordan had a hard time, had it crackling on their end? I'm just trying to decide if it's on my end or if it's on your individual ends. Okay, Barb says she can hear me fine. Barb, were you on your phone or were you on the computer? Okay, Jordan says you can hear me a little better. Okay, so just give me feedback next time because where you all are muted and I can't hear you talking, sometimes I get it back that I can hear you crackling and I know the connection's not real good. And yeah, I think I have to, I'm going to go up one so hopefully you can see me. Jordan, you tell me if it's as clear or if I'm still breaking up. Okay, Barb, you're on both. My connection was not strong enough and I lost connection and got crackling too. Okay, but now it's working better for Marie. Okay. Here, okay. How about Hilarie? How was your connection? And if you could message me, Jennifer, how was it on your end? And you're farther out.
Tell her it's
Sorry, I guess it's good, not great, Chad said.
Good, not great. Okay.
It kind of, like right now it got a little crackly, but overall it's been fine.
Okay.
We've heard probably 90% of it.
Okay. Let's see, Jordan. Jordan, what type of internet, who's your internet provider? You can just tell me if you don't have to type it all.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Clearwire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Clearwire going to used to have. Okay, there's a couple things you can do with Clearwire. Here's your cord. You know the cord, it looks like an old phone cord. You can put wire right into the back of your computer. And then make sure you're sitting by a window and your Clearwire box is out a window. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm just talking to Jordan. So Jordan, take your Clearwire box, get a cord that has this kind of end. You know, it looks like a phone thing.
I have one of those.
Clearwire box. You can get it pretty cheap at like, these aren't expensive. Well, you may have had one of these come with your modem. No, maybe not. This is called an ether cord. You know, it's like Radio Shack or something like that. Tell them you want to connect your internet box to your computer. That you need it'll have two of the exact same ends. Okay, they look the same. You put one in the back of your Clearwire box, one in the back of your computer, and then make sure you're sitting by a window and your Clearwire is right by a window. I had to get rid of Clearwire because it just was not working fast enough for me. I mean, I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm just saying that, but it has I'm trying to do a lot more on my side than you are on yours. But that might help. Okay, Jordan?
Okay.
All right, perfect. Okay, all right. So is there any other question? Actually, I'm using Frontier, and I have 24 something. I don't know. I don't get how stuff works. All I said is give me the fastest, and they're like, "Are you sure you need it that fast?" I'm like, "Just install it." So kind of funny. Oh, Barb found the book. Okay, perfect. All right, so keep reading those chapters, and have a fabulous week. Email me by the weekend with your questions, your different services and products offer, and you guys are going to do amazing. You're going to learn so much, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, we're going to have a really good time. So have a great week. Be sure and let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. You're welcome, Marie. Thank you for getting on. Good to see all of you. How's your grandbaby, Barb? Are you talking or typing?